We ask the Chat GPT neural network a question and transmit its answers.
Today we ask the neural network to tell a detective story.
Now listen to what the neural network answered.
Our request: tell a strange detective story. Chat GPT response.
Once upon a time, there was a detective named Jack who was known for solving the most complex cases. One day, he received a call from a woman who claimed that her husband had disappeared without a trace. The woman told Jack that her husband was a scientist who had been working on a top-secret project for the government. She suspected that his disappearance was somehow related to his work. Jack began investigating the case and soon discovered that the scientist had been experimenting with time travel. He had built a machine that could transport people to different eras in history. As Jack delved deeper into the case, he found out that the scientist had gone back in time to the year 1920 and had become trapped there. He had accidentally left behind a clue that would help Jack find him. The clue led Jack to an old, abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. As he entered the mansion, he felt a strange sensation as if he was being transported back in time. Inside the mansion, Jack found the scientist, who had been living there for years. The scientist explained that he had become trapped in 1920 and had been unable to return to the present day. Jack realized that the only way to save the scientist was to use his time machine. He activated the machine and transported both himself and the scientist back to the present day. As they emerged from the time machine, Jack realized that something had gone wrong. The world around them had changed, and they were no longer in the same timeline. It turned out that by using the time machine, Jack had inadvertently caused a chain reaction that altered history. The world they had returned to was vastly different from the one they had left behind. Jack and the scientist worked together to try and fix their mistake, but it seemed impossible. They were stuck in this new timeline, trying to navigate their way through a world that was both familiar and strange. In the end, Jack realized that he had made a grave mistake by meddling with time. He vowed never to use the time machine again and hoped that someday, he would find a way to set things right.
Our request: write a detective story about a cow. Chat GPT response.
Detective John had seen it all in his career, but he never thought he would be investigating a case involving a cow. It all started when the local farmer reported that one of his prized cows had gone missing. John arrived at the farm and began his investigation. He searched the surrounding fields and questioned the other cows, but they were all tight-lipped. As he was about to give up, he noticed something strange in the distance. It was a cow, but it was acting oddly. John approached the cow cautiously, and as he got closer, he noticed something odd. The cow had a strange mark on its side, almost like a tattoo. He examined the mark closely and realized it was a brand, one that belonged to a rival farmer. John immediately suspected foul play. He began to question the other farmers in the area, but nobody seemed to know anything. It wasn't until he spoke to a local butcher that he got a lead. The butcher had received an anonymous tip that a rival farmer was stealing cows and selling them for profit. John knew he had to act fast. He organized a sting operation, and sure enough, they caught the rival farmer red-handed. As it turned out, the farmer had been stealing cows for years, branding them with his own mark, and then selling them for profit. He had even gone so far as to alter their appearance to make them look like his own cows. Thanks to Detective John's quick thinking, justice was served, and the stolen cows were returned to their rightful owner. The case of the missing cow had been solved, and John could add yet another bizarre case to his long list of successful investigations.